Imagine yourself standing in one of my favorite spots on the planet, Bodega Head in Sonoma County, California, and, like many visitors, pulling out your smartphone. You might take a photo or two, but you also open up an app, and after a couple of clicks, you hear this audio narration. You are standing on the ancestral territory of the Bodega Miwok people, where rock cliffs meet the ocean and the San Andreas Fault runs deep below your feet. This is a prime viewing spot for migrating California gray whales, but there are breathtaking views no matter what the weather or season, and in every direction. This site was almost lost to the public a few decades ago, because Pacific Gas and Electric, the local public utility company, planned to build a nuclear power plant just east of here. A grassroots protest effort, led by local citizens, prevented that tragedy, however, and gave birth to the anti-nuclear movement. Consider this invitation. Take a deep breath of salty air. Give thanks for those who have gone before, and behold the richness of the view in front of you. You might pray with these words from Psalm 93. The seas have lifted up, Lord. The seas have lifted up their pounding waves. Mightier than the thunder of the great waters, mightier than the breakers of the sea, the Lord on high is mighty. This narration comes to you thanks to Sacred Ground, a project I have developed as an outreach of the creation justice movement of the United Methodist Church, in partnership with Otocast, a smartphone app which provides audio tours for projects like outdoor sculpture parks, arts organizations, and historical landmarks. The Sacred Ground audio guide launched on Otocast in August, with 17 scenic locations in Sonoma County. But my hope is to create a sort of template in order to scale it up to include other locales, with the help of other people of faith, to provide a form of hospitality to nature-loving tourists, education about local climate justice issues, and an invitation to engage in spiritual reflection and faithful action. I see this as a church without walls, a gift to spiritual people who might not ever enter a church, as well as to people of faith who like to spend time exploring the outdoors. There is so much information available out there via the internet, the local chambers of commerce, park visitor centers, and so on, but I am focusing on these unique things that are specific to a United Methodist approach to the natural world and a right relationship with it. Land acknowledgement, awareness of the challenges of climate change, and cultivating a love for creation through spiritual practices. Otocast is a GPS-activated audio guide which can be downloaded for free for use on Apple or Android devices. For each location on a tour, in addition to an audio narration accessed by a play button at the bottom of the screen, there are 3 tabs at the top, one which takes you to written information, a second for photos, and a third which takes you to Google Maps so you can be directed to the other locations. To access the app on your smartphone, search for Otocast on the App Store or Google Play. Once the app is downloaded, if you are located in or near Sonoma County, Sacred Ground should appear at or near the top, or scroll down the alphabetical list to find Sonoma County, California, click on Sacred Ground, and start exploring. For those without a smartphone, there is also a version of the guide that works in a web browser. You can even use it with your phone in airplane mode or places where cell phone service is spotty, as it preloads all images, text, and audio. In the next phase of this project, I am reaching out to potential sponsors among mission-aligned businesses and organizations, such as organic farms and markets and environmental nonprofits, which may advertise their locations on the app or see in it a platform for publicizing their work or research. I believe the Sacred Ground Project can eventually be funded through such sponsorships without the outlay of any church money, so that lack of funds will not be a barrier to expansion to other areas. I am also reaching out to colleagues and churches in other communities in hopes of encouraging folks to curate material about the scenic outdoor places they love. The cost for a contract with Otocast, which handles all the technical stuff that I can't do, is $125 per location for the first year and $60 for the second. So this is not out of reach for most communities, but a strategy is needed. In order to make this project meaningful and relevant, it must cover adequate territory. So I think it's good to shoot for at least 5 to 10 spots within a well-defined geographic region. These are my criteria. To be included, a site must be relatively easy to access, free or low cost for entry, open to the public, and visitors must be desired. Here are questions that might help guide the discernment and suggestion process. Where do you take out-of-town family members to see the sites? What are the popular tourist destinations? Where are your best-kept secret places to get away from crowds and enjoy nature? And what are the stories behind these places? If you'd like to help bring this app to your community, contact me at pastorlauraumc@gmail.com. I hope you'll download the Otocast app and explore the Sacred Ground Tour Guide. Then tell your friends and family about it. Thank you.